Shit, what's good? It's Santi back with another video, and this one is entitled "For You to Grow, She Had to Go." Man, you know, when me and my ex broke up years ago, and I had to sit back and just chill to myself and reassess things, I had to realize that she was taking me out of my mental space. She was causing more stress than anything. It didn't matter anymore how I felt about her, how much I cared about her, because she was of no good to me. No matter how much I quote unquote loved her at the time, no matter how much attachment that I had developed, because I had to put back at the forefront my own well-being and my health, and I had to realize how she was not contributing to my life in any form or fashion. She wasn't making me a better man. She wasn't helping me to become a better man. She wasn't elevating me mentally or spiritually. I had more to offer than she did. All she did was maybe buy me food. You know what I'm saying? We had sex a lot, and we would go out. That was it. But she had nothing to provide in terms of intellectual conversation. You know what I'm saying? She didn't. There may have been some experiences that I had, new experiences that had helped me to develop a new understanding of myself and realize, hey, I like this, or I don't like this, or I won't do this, or I'll do this now. Simple stuff, you know. But other than that, the greatest lesson that I learned was from the pain of the situation, you know. And it's like people get so caught up in someone telling you that they love you, or even in the actions that someone may take in regards to showing you their affection. You know what I'm saying? Because even though my ex bought me gifts and things like that, I felt like she was doing that shit just to maintain my validation, because I recognize her as being a narcissistic individual. And when I sat back and saw what she experienced in her childhood and all the things that were revealed to me in my relationship, and just her back and forth with her mother, which was not her biological mother, her back and forth with her exes. She wouldn't cut off her exes. She was friends with all of them. I was like, damn, I'm not even complaining about the fact that you're friends with all your exes, but you want to make a big deal about my exes and stuff, because I was just like, I don't date girls that wear weave. I mean, why? This is my real hair. Yeah, I can criticize a woman for not wearing her natural hair. You know what I'm saying? I prefer natural women of various ethnicities. I like a woman in another ethnicity because she's her fucking natural self. You know what I'm saying? But you know, my ex had a negative mentality and was always focused on problems. I am a solution-oriented individual. When I'm having conversations in these group chats, people may feel like, oh, Santi, like, why you like? I'm thorough. I'm thorough. You know what I'm saying? I'm a thorough ass nigga. No, I'm a negrito. You know what I'm saying? Caribe. But, oh, excuse me, yeah. But, I like to get to the root of an issue. If I got a problem with you, I'm gonna pull you aside and we're gonna have a discussion about this, because I don't need you coming at me 2-3 weeks later. I don't need you not being honest with me. But the fact of the matter is, my ex always wanted to make a problem of things. And because I didn't do things in a certain way, she would, because it didn't fit what she was used to, she was quick to deem it negative. But I'm just like, and granted, any previous girlfriends that I had before her, we I didn't really have any conversations with them like that. Like, we went our own way. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I was back in high school then. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't that serious. They weren't that serious. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't that serious. And us not having communication anymore wasn't because we fell out, or because, we couldn't be friends no more, or they didn't want to fuck with me no more. I just went my own way because I was all about being free. I was a free spirit at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I had my own interests. I was my own person. Still am my own person. But they didn't have anything to do with my next relationship. They didn't have nothing to do with that. Because I knew who I was outside of the relationships. And I may have missed them from time to time and think about them. And I may think about them from time to time, but it's only because those were experiences that were important to me. But I didn't carry on I didn't carry that on into my next relationship. If I was in a relationship with a woman, she was the focus at that time, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I really cut my ears off because I was making her life better. I was elevating her. She didn't have anything to offer me. I thought she was cool, and I had always wanted, I had a crush on her for a minute. But then when I got in a relationship with her, and I realized how much of my time she was consuming, and how she always had to be up under me, it's like, damn, she never really allowed me to make my own decisions. She didn't give me room to breathe. She didn't give our relationship, the time it needed to grow. Before she started putting all these expectations and stipulations, and I was the type to check her. I'm like, first of all, man, I'm not basic. I'm not basic. Like I'm not a basic dude. You feel me? So when it came to her, I'm just like, you very narrow minded. It's like, why did I get with you? You whine all the time, you complain all the time. I'm in school, I was working, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, like why can't you see the bigger picture? Why can't you appreciate what you had? I started to appreciate things after the relationship ended. I can simply appreciate just being able to give my affection to someone and have someone give their affection to me and not necessarily attached to her. Like I'll never, you know what I'm saying? I'll never find another woman or some shit like that and make it input. I won't ever give her that much importance, but I will say this, you know what I'm saying? My relationship with her makes me not want to get married. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever want to be consumed by a person so much that I can no longer be at peace with myself by myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with a lot of people is that they want to go and get married because society has beat that into their head that that's what they're supposed to do. And I brought this up in previous videos. You know what I'm saying? But the point I want to make is that with my ex, when a relationship ends, you're no longer obligated to do anything for that person anymore. You're not even obligated to be their friend. You don't have to have anything to do with them. And nobody can make it seem like, oh, well, you being weak, bro. You let her get the best of you. You know what I'm saying? She's won if you block her. It's like, no, I want to be free. Fuck you. I want to be free. I want to be free from that situation. I don't want to be bogged down with that and have it taking up my mental space and it affecting my spirit in a negative way. I got to a point where it's just like, look, I'm done. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Even though I had stated in our relationship, because she asked me, not that I did this on my own volition, but she asked me, she was like, look, and we had went out to like IHOP, and these girls was trying to talk to me, and it was crazy, bro. And I just look at it like this. When I look at that situation, it was very telling to me because I'm like, damn, this shit was crazy. But it was something that she deserved just because of her spirit and her being somebody that's lost, you know. But these girls, we was at IHOP, and of course my girlfriend at the time, she wasn't going to the college. I was going to VSU. She wasn't going there. She had not, she was still trying to get stuff together so that she could enroll. But I was going there. I seen them girls before. I used to see them in the dining hall and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But we would cross paths, but we never really interacted. So one of the girls had put on her Bluetooth and my phone came up. So it was like they was sitting in the table in front of us at the IHOP. Me and my girl at the time was that night. So like the girl turns around and one of my nicknames was Snoopy. You know what I'm saying? Snoopy Blue. So chick turns around. The chicks turn around, they completely dismiss her. They act like she wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying? So they turn around, the girl turned around, she was like, hey, she's like, you go to VSU, don't you? And I was like, yeah. She was like, your name's Snooky Blue? And I was like, yeah, that's me. I was like, how you know? She's like, oh, I put you up on my Bluetooth. I was like, fuck. My girl was mad because they ain't acknowledge her. I'm like, first of all, if a person don't acknowledge me, sometimes I don't give a fuck. I'm like, first of all, I don't know them, so they don't got to acknowledge me. If they acknowledge me, that's kind of them. That's courteous of them. But I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Because I don't be trying to be friends with any and everybody anyway. You know what I'm saying? So she was tripping because they didn't acknowledge her. I'm just like, man, they don't know you and you shouldn't even be caring. And then one time we went to Chili's. Now, see, my girl at the time, she was Filipino. She was Filipino and black. Okay. So she light skinned, long hair. So we go out. It's a table full of dark skinned women, and they just looked at her and they just like they kind of mean mud or whatever. Me, I saw it. I'm like, I don't know them. I don't care. There's a difference between men and women. It's like women will get caught up. A low vibrational woman, they will get caught up in that bullshit. I'm like, first of all, don't even stun them. They way over there. Let them look. We get down to that, and I see them, and I'm like, I don't know them females. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So we sit down at the table, and she was like, why they staring at me? Like, you see all them girls staring at me? I'm like, yeah, but see, that's that immature shit. It's like, you don't have to give your attention to everything. Unless they come and step up in your space and try to violate you, that's the only reason you really need to even be stun them. But other than that, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't come here for them. They don't matter. They're regular ass people that we probably ain't even gonna see again. Then she gonna just get up on static, get on her phone and start posting shit to Facebook about these females. I'm like, stop it. Stop that shit. I'm the type of dude, I wasn't putting all my business on social media. I didn't care about social media like that. I'll put my 2 cents in and I'll put my thoughts in on the world and just my own wisdom, and I'll put it on my page, and then that was it. You know what I'm saying? But she wanted attention. She wanted public attention and affection in order to feel a sense of self and pride in herself and love and validation. You know what I'm saying? And that was her problem. And her worldview, she tried to impose that on me, and I had a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you get in a relationship with a person, you will become them. You can become them. You can become and absorb and then start to embody their negative traits. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I want to make this point. You know, as hard as it was, because when you give your time, your effort, your energy, and you're in a long-term relationship, it's gonna be hard to see them go. You're gonna miss them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I've been single for a minute, and sometimes I miss being in a relationship too. You know what I'm saying? I miss just being able to lay and cuddle. You know what I'm saying? I still got homegirls and I still hang out with women and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But I just want my freedom. You know? But you will miss them. You have to miss, you will miss them, and you gotta mourn it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are experiencing loss when you go through a breakup, and you have to acknowledge and address those feelings. You know what I'm saying? But when I sit there and I realized how much I was of myself I was giving when the relationship ended, and I was trying to get back with her, it's just like, bro, you doing it all wrong, bro. You doing it all wrong. And she's not even worth all that. You just caught up in the attachment. You just caught up in what you do. You just caught up in the idea that you had of how the relationship was. Your emotions are clouding your judgment, you know. And even though it was hard and I really couldn't see a positive future, I really couldn't see anything positive at the time, I had to end it. I had to cut her off. You know what I'm saying? And I would have to attempt to cut her off for years and years down the line. Like, it's like I'll cut her off and she'd keep trying to pop back up because she couldn't deal with rejection. She ended the relationship with me, but then it was almost like, dang, the roles were reversed and I was rejecting her and she didn't know how to cope with it. And she stated that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I had to grow. Like I had to deal with that pain, that absence of her, and face that. You know what I'm saying? Because she took up a big space in my life that she didn't deserve. She didn't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times society will put things in the position of, oh, it's us men that just do wrong. We just do women wrong. And that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't ever cheated on a woman. And I ain't never laid my hands on a woman. And I don't emotionally manipulate women and play games with women because that's not me. I have a conscience. So I don't give a fuck what nobody says. And I feel it. If I've done wrong to another, I feel that shit in myself as well. It's as if I've done it to me. So fuck that. I don't want to hear nobody's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that. So that core principle, that law is in me. You know what I'm saying? But I just couldn't do it no more. What she put me through, you know what I'm saying? That made me not want to get married. And I know it's good women out there. Don't get caught up in that shit. It's good women out there. But even still, it's just like that piece of being alone and being to myself and appreciating that, evaluate and valuing that and loving myself. That was something that I really took for granted because of her. And I can't let somebody else put me in that position again. So I had to be aware of that. You know what I'm saying? And some people spend so much of their time trying to fight to salvage a relationship instead of being able to, you really looking like, them really sitting back and like, bro, you supposed to be able to love yourself. You're supposed to be able to know who you are without them. You're supposed to be able to live without them. You're supposed to be able to love yourself completely. To the point that if they're gone, you still feel at peace with yourself because you love yourself and you accept yourself and you're complete and you know that you're whole. And your existence is not dependent upon how they feel about you and what they do for you. It's about how you feel about yourself and what you do for you, what you're here for. You know what I'm saying? I'm not caught up in twin flames and soul flames or none of that. Because a lot of that is divisive and low and it's going to trap you. Let the choice be yours and let it be your own. Don't let it be based on something arbitrary and as if it's something that you don't have any control over. Don't give your power away. You know? So for her to go, some people, they just, instead of trying to fight and trying to salvage your relationship, you need to be alone. You need to be by yourself and you need to figure out what you're here for and what you need to do. And you need to heal yourself. Cry if you need to. You know what I'm saying? But learn to love yourself in the end. Love. Salud.